Harris. I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about my research project, which is a bit of documentation about the history of the Mennonites and their beliefs. Growing up near a Mennonite congregation in the summers while my mentor and brother, the late Harold Lloyd Harris Jr., was pastor of a Baptist congregation in Scuba, Mississippi. His next-door neighbors and some folks near the post office there in Scuba were Mennonites. In recent years, I came to love their seemingly unchanged culture and decided to write an essay on Menno Simmons last semester. This semester, I wanted to write on the history of Mennonites in their earlier colonial days, both in Pennsylvania and the Midwest, including Nebraska and Oklahoma. In my research, I found a book by Peter Gorey entitled The Churches and Sects of the United States, containing a brief account of the origin, doctrine, church government, mode of worship, usages, and statistics of each religious denomination so far as known, which was published in 1850. I found it through Sabin America, History of the Americas, which gave some statistics from around 1850 in Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, New York, and Canada. It also gave some detail of the Hooker Mennonites, who use hooks instead of buttons, that are also known as the Amish. It was through this research that I happened upon Mennonites and Their Heritage by Harold Schaffer, C. Henry Smith, Hirschberger, and Cornelius Cron, which gave some further detail of the history of the denomination and migration of a number of its congregants to the United States. It was through the work of Radin Lowan that I gained further detail about the group called the Clan Germains, who settled in the Midwest and reconstructed townships that were not unlike the townships they had left behind in Russia, where they had originally fled to escape persecution, eventually fleeing again to the western United States and Canada. I decided to further research on the Amish specifically in a work found on Amazon Prime called A History of the Amish by Stephen M. Knoll. This research led me also to investigate a bit about their genealogy to see if the families that came typically married into another or into converts or other denominations and heathen families. I will be looking into an article by Richa Agarwala, I'm sorry if I butchered this name, Alejandro Schaffer, and James Tomlin, called Towards a Complete North American Anabaptist Genealogy. I'll also be looking into an article series known as 18th Century Migration of Swiss Mennonites to America from the Mennonite Quarterly for more information. This seems to be a lesser studied topic that had always appealed to me, as my elders preferred their modest dress to the risque fashion of the modern era. That's all.